Good morning to everybody joining in right now. Call will be like around 30 minutes to an hour or so. Hey, what's up, Max, Hans, Alex, Mark, John? What's up, Max? Max, how are you? I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Just enjoying the Saturday. Enjoying the Saturday for sure. So we're gonna give it a little bit longer. I think we had like close to 20 people in here last time, so I'm gonna give a little bit more time for some more people to get in here. So if you guys have coffee or whatever, go ahead and get that. We'll give it a little bit here, and then we'll jump right into it. So you guys can start asking questions right now if you want. And if you want to be on the call with me, feel free. Send a request. John, what's going on? Max. John said, working on custom videos at the moment. Awesome, awesome. If you guys need custom content too, you can always reach out to my editor, David. He's really good at what he does, so feel free to reach out to him. Hey, Alex, how you doing? Hey, Mark. Max, good to hear you're doing good. Hi, Caitlin, good morning to you. Jargo, pixel glitching. Pixel glitching. Oh, showing double sales. Yeah, that can happen sometimes. What I've seen on that, actually, a good way to test that is actually to set your pixel off manually. So take one of your ads, and there's a way you can actually set your pixel off. If you don't know how to do that, just type in like Facebook Pixel Fire, and you can set off the pixel and test to see if it's actually your pixel. Or sometimes what it can be is on your Shopify store. Sometimes it'll be like double installed, so anytime someone purchases, it'll like double record it. I've had that happen to one of my students before. So one thing is probably contact Facebook if you have a double pixel fire, and then if you still have the double pixel fire, then contact Shopify and see if there's anything in your code. And then if that doesn't work, the best option is probably going to be to hire a coder and get that fixed. But right, Facebook is going to have glitches like this, and I didn't even know it's a global glitch right now because that's been going on for actually years, where they've had double pixel fires. So yeah, if that's the case, I would probably hire a coder if nothing else works. That's going to be your best bet there. Add viewers to be in your broadcast. Yeah, so if you want to be in it, feel free. You can ask me questions on live, but if not, that's okay. So what were we talking about last time? Last time we were talking about, I think, just in general, the course rules, all that stuff. So what we'll talk about today is kind of like branding. I think that's going to be a big key. Like, this is what I talked about in my previous YouTube video, is branding and going into 2021, because right now, right, this is like the traditional model with drop shipping has always been long shipping times, kind of like basic level products, like, gadgety stuff and like one-off products, right? But going forward, since more and more people are joining and becoming drop shippers and getting into it, is the barrier to entry with drop shipping is much lower compared to like Amazon FBA or selling courses or whatever's out there. So that makes it a lot easier for people to come in and start running ads, which means, an ad space, right? If like I have limited ad space, say like this is like my hand here, right? This is like the ad space on Facebook. Well, if more and more people are going to be coming into drop shipping and buying up ad space, well, guess what? If your ad isn't good enough, it's going to be pushed from the top of the feed down to the bottom of the feed. Okay. So like you need to have better ads just to be able to compete with them. So what that's going to allow you to do though is, innovate and be better. The way I'm doing it right now is I'm actually, once I have a product, so I'll find a product, right? Test it with the images and videos that are out there. I'll usually get a video created up for it. And then after that, if I get sales, like I usually cut it off around 10 sales or 20 sales, I'll turn off my ads. And then what I'll do is I'll go find the product on Alibaba. I'll message a supplier and I will have them ship me the product as a sample. So it costs me maybe $100 to get a couple samples of the product. And I actually have the product I'm selling right now is like right behind the camera there. And so I'll get the product, then I'll take custom product images. I have like a whole studio basically that I take product photos of, or you can send it to someone like David. He'll get the product photos done. And then what you can do is you can get videos and custom content from your samples, and you're able to use that in your ads. So now you have a completely new content out there for the people, and they're gonna respond way better to that compared to just all the images and videos that they're seeing. Like that's the number one thing people do is just copy ads. I mean, I did it too, video ads, right? Like tell me if you have used literally taken a Facebook video and just copied the whole thing. Like I know I have. Like it's it's part of job shipping, and that's what a lot of people teach, and that's what I'm trying to get away from, is because it doesn't work as well as it used to. Like now you really have to change it up. Um, Let me see here. Okay, so you guys can ask questions too down below if you want. Let me see. Please talk about pixel issues. Hey, Kristen, Wayu, Jocko, what's going on? Narati, Hans. Oh, here, John asked a question. How long did you work your regular job before being able to quit? And at what point did you leave profit revenue wise? That's a good question. So I was working at a corporate job like right out of college for like 2 years. And then I remember in July, this was July of 2018, I actually started I started my business. Like I got the business license created because I knew I wanted to do it. And I was like trying to plan how much money I could save up and then use that money to go test products. Because I was a huge proponent of like, I'm not paying anyone to do it. I want to learn it all on my own. I'm not going to pay for any courses. I'm going to learn it all for free. And honestly, like it worked out initially at first. Like I learned so much just from YouTube videos and just Google. Like that's how I learned, was just like learning on my own. And then so I took a couple products to like $1,000 or $2,000 in revenue. I think I hit my first $1,000 day on my own. And then I didn't know what to do. Like there wasn't that much content on there like specifically about, hey, what happens if my stats look exactly like this? How do I get help? So I reached out, got some coaching calls, worked with my mentor, and then we were able to actually scale up the store. But I would say it took me, in terms of profit wise, I actually took a big risk. So I quit my job it was February of 2019, the beginning, right? And I didn't have any, like, I think I maybe had $100 profit a month. I think that's what I was at. It was pretty low. Maybe it was a little higher, like 200 to 300. Not, anyways, the profit was not like sustainable enough for me to actually like completely quit my job. So I took a huge risk, huge risk, but it put pressure on me. And then that pressure actually allowed me to, like, that month and the next month I was able to hit like $39,000 profit. So like that really kickstarted it. And then from there I just kept learning and just kept building more stores and testing things. So like I think the risk is something that you need almost. Like, you know, I had a good foundation of money left over like from my job that I could use to test, but I knew, I was like, I'm not going to go back to that job. Like I'm going to make it work. And I think that pressure is something that works really well. So hopefully that answers your question, John. Narav, hey, what's going on? Narati, welcome in. Hans, how you doing, man? He asked, how have your shipping times been to the US lately? So it was actually slower like a couple weeks ago, like 2 or 3 weeks. It was a lot slower. But now, I mean, I'm using UniExpress, work with my agent and their company, and we're getting like 5 to 8 day shipping times, no problem. And actually to the UK, it's like 3 to 6 days. So it's pretty fast if you use I mean, it costs more, right? I'm using a faster shipping, so it's going to cost more, but they're really not bad. Don't use ePacket right now. It's it's ridiculous. Your customers are going to get mad and you're going to get your page shut down. Not the whole thing, but just reuse clips. Oh, did I miss a question? Oh, yeah, okay. So let's see here. What other we got? I chop up a video to make my own. Yeah, that's good. Chop up a video. The best way to do it is to find content actually from YouTube and then bring that over to Facebook. And you can ask them permission to use their content, right? Like anytime you're using someone else's content, technically it's, you're not allowed to do that, right? Unless it's your own, because you don't have the rights to it. But, you know, you can try to use it initially to see if it'll work. And then just don't scale with other people's content. That's gonna be really, really hard. Do you film the ads yourself, or do you have someone do that for you? Yeah, I have filmed ads myself. Initially that's what I did, but now what I do is I actually send the product and send the content. If I do film it, I send it to my editor, David, and then he'll actually chop up the ad for me. And there's tons of other companies out there that do it, right? But those other companies charge like thousands of dollars. It's insane. Like I just sent it to David. So you guys can message him. His name's David Hall. If you need his contact, just send me a DM, or you can, I think he might be in the live right now. I'm not sure. Magnus asked, thoughts on starting with Google ads and moving onto Facebook ads with a warm pixel or vice versa. Yeah, so I mean, I'll be honest, Magnus, I have a lot more experience with Facebook ads, so that's why I start there. I actually use Google ads as like retargeting. So once I find a product that's a winner, then what I'll do is I'll take my ads I'm running on Facebook and I'll basically take like 10 to 20% of my whole advertising budget. So if I'm spending $1,000, I'll take $100 to $200 of that and I'll spend that per day on Google, and I'll use like retargeting, right? So say, for example, the way it would work is if someone comes on my store, they see an ad, or someone goes on Facebook or Instagram, they see an ad for my product, they go visit my store. I'll retarget them on Facebook, but also on Google. So like when they search my product on Google, say they're searching on, I don't know, like beanies or something, they look up beanies and boom, they see an ad for exactly what they were just looking on Facebook. So I think that's really powerful because, right, think about it. People are always going to be Googling stuff, but they're not always going to be on social media. Or when they're off social media, then you can target them there. And it works really well, I found, using retargeting with Google. So I'd try that. You can do it the other way. I just personally not as experienced doing it that way. I know people that have success. John, damn, I started in May, but I always have a limited capital. Yeah, limited capital is it's Achilles heel, man. It's definitely tough. You got to have the money for it. Damn, I fulfill all my orders with ePacket, dude. Yeah, ooh. Mark, man, dude, send me. I think you already sent me a DM, but yeah, dude, that is. So what's gonna happen? I'll tell you what's gonna happen if you keep fulfilling with ePacket, you guys. Is and on a small scale, right? If it's a small scale, if you're doing under 10 orders, I'd say per day. Well, let's see. I'd say about under 10 orders per day, you could maybe get away with it because it's going to be such a small scale. What's going to happen though? Here's what's going to happen. Unless you're explicitly telling customers the shipping time, realistically, you can't be like, oh, it's going to be 15 to 20 days, when in reality right now, ePacket's like over 30 days consistently. So you need to be telling them like, hey, 30 days, expect like a 30-day shipping time, expect a delay. And if they're still going to buy from you, great, right? You're going to run less of a risk. But most people are going to miss that. And what's going to happen is people are expecting to get that product, right? They're expecting to get that product in a couple weeks max. That's usually what their patience level is. It's like 2 or 3 weeks, and then after 2 or 3 weeks, they're gonna get bored and they're gonna get impatient and they're gonna message the crap out of your customer service people, which is when you're starting out, that's gonna be you. You're gonna get a ton of emails. You're gonna get a ton of requests for shipping information. Hey, where's my product, right? And guess what that's gonna do? On your customer feedback score for your page, people are gonna leave negative feedback for you. Your page could get shut down. Technically, your business manager could get shut down. You're gonna have bad comments on your ads. Like, it's just gonna snowball, right? So you need to be upfront with your customers. If the shipping time you are using ePacket, you don't have to say you're using ePacket. You just say, hey, we have a delay. It's 2 to 3 weeks. This is the expected time for the different regions. So US is 20 to 30 days. UK's, 30 to whatever days. And you need to put all that on your product page and also like on your shipping policy, so people know how long it's gonna take. Because like, I've done that with products in the past, and that, like, when I first started out, and it was, I was like, oh, I want to get sales, so I wouldn't put the shipping times on there, and I was like, no, that's not right, because then customers get angry, and it just leads to a whole bunch of more problems. So, hey, Nan Shang, what's going on? Gia, Momir, Robert, ordered about 23 orders. You can't really explain them because of COVID. Like, yes, there's a delay, but like, just to, I ordered stuff offline. It wasn't even on Amazon for my car. And like, I knew there was going to be a slight delay, but 30 days is ridiculous. Like, unless they sit, I ordered something off eBay, and the shipping time was like 30 days. And I was like, what the hell is this? Like, this is horrible. So really do not use ePacket. I mean, if you're making money right now, great, but like, that's not going to last, Mark. So send me a DM, man. I'd love to help out. John, how much did you pay for your first mentorship? How long was it for, and what did it help you with most? I'm trying to think if Ivy. I paid a lot of money for my mentorship. It was close to like $10,000. I'll just say that. I can't say the exact amount out of respect for Ivy. I don't think he wants people to know. I wanted people to know how much people were paying, but it was close to like $10,000. Worth every fucking penny. Swear to God, like, I learned so much in that mentorship. I was such a noob. And yeah, like, was it expensive? Yeah, I invested in myself. I saw it as a huge opportunity for me, and it paid off. I think the only reason it worked really well for me and I was able to find success is because, like, I was like, well, I just paid some random dude online a lot of money. and I'll look like an idiot if I don't find success, right? So I was determined to make it work. It wasn't even like, I was like, oh my God, I'm so worried. Like if, he's not going to teach me. Like I knew he was a good teacher. I knew he knew what he was talking about. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. How long was it for? It was for 3 months. It was a 90-day mentorship. And then we talked like after the mentorship too. So it was more of like a long-term relationship, I'd call it. And then he introduced me to a lot of the people I'm working with right now. What did it help you the most with? I think it helped me the most with just like understanding business and understanding how dropshipping businesses actually work. It's more than just finding a product online, posting on your website and delivering it to the customer. Like it's more about building out your entire team and making your work more efficient, making your store operate better. Like it's just, there's so much about dropshipping that it's hard to teach because it's so individualized, right? Like my business is going to be different than yours. Like, yes, you can follow like a template, but there is no cookie cutter formula for it. And that's why like I created this group because I want to be able to help you guys individually as much as I can. That's what you need in business. You need someone to help you. Oh my gosh, I cannot sorry, I cannot I can't read that name. Subhomoy. Sorry if I pronounce that. You'll end up refunding, getting bankrupt, paid to get shut down, payment method. Yeah, I totally agree. Nan Shang, what's up? How you doing? Hey Connor, what would you recommend for shipping now then, as we are just starting out, not easily finding an agent? So yeah, like when I'm talking about e-packet and like long term, right? When you're starting out, I think if you can do around like maybe like 10 orders or so with e-packet and you get success like with your product, great. Like that's not going to be a problem, right? 10 orders, maybe like one or two of them will want a refund, but most of it'll be okay. It's only as you scale up larger where you're going to find issues. So once you get to a certain amount of orders, I'd say like around like 10, what I would recommend doing is trying to find a sourcing agent that's going to be able to give you faster shipping times. UniExpress isn't the only fastest shipping option. There's things called like Fastline. There's things called SF Express. What's another one I was using? I think when more shipping routes open up too, there'll be more. But like SF Express, UniExpress are like the two that I would say. Depends on sizing. So UniExpress ships like generally like smaller type size packages. They can do bigger, but it gets really expensive. And then SF Express is really good. They have other like fast line shipping. Yeah, so EP Rolo is another good option. I use that too. EP Rolo, they've had some issues lately, so just be careful with that. Make sure that they're actually shipping. What they'll do is they'll give you a USPS tracking number, but they'll actually ship it as a different tracking, and then they'll switch it over to USPS. That's what a lot of the AliExpress US suppliers do. It'll be actually shipped from China, but they'll switch the tracking over to USPS. It's kind of shady what they do, but you got to be careful with that. Good question though, by the way. Yeah, hands use eProll, I agree. Narati, I've got customers waiting over 2 months still for ePacket, but I'm letting them know it's because of the virus, and most understand, and some I've issued a refund. I stopped advertising now, and my feedback score is now 0. Nervous to start again with shipping. Your feedback score is 0, so do you have a feedback score or do you not? Because if it's 0, you can't advertise on that page again. Like your page will get shut down. So maybe like see what your advertising score is, your feedback score. Because if it's 0, you shouldn't be able to advertise. So under 1, they disable your page. Under 2, they'll give you a warning, and your ads will be receiving a penalty. So if your ads cost, your CPM was like, $10, now your CPM will be like $15, $20, $30. If it's in between 1 and 2 feedback score. If it's above 2, you're great, you're golden. If you don't have a feedback score, you're great, you're golden. So you want to set your feedback score delivery time frame to like 8 weeks or 9 weeks. You can actually feedback on your own ads too, by the way. There's a way to do that. What to ask from an agent to check if he's legit. Yeah, if you need an agent, just message me. I'll give you mine. You need to make sure that they've got good shipping times and good quality products. Like that's the number one thing. Let me see here. Daryl, what's going on, man? Herschel, how you doing? Daryl asks, "What's up, brother? Where do you keep track of all your store's data? Any apps? I'm going crazy doing it manually." Yeah. For that, what I do in terms of like the profit, is that what you're asking? Daryl, in terms of like the profit numbers. Like, because for profit, I use order metrics. And then I'm actually having my brother is working on an app to calculate profit that's going to be cheaper because like order metrics charges you way too much money for this app, and I want to make one out that's like free or really, really cheap, like $19. So working on that, trying to get that out to you guys probably like as beta testers, which would be cool. Okay, yeah. So I use order metrics right now. You could put integrates your ad spend, it integrates your product costs and everything. That way you have a live look no matter what you do every single day. You can look in there and be like, all right, if like, your store is running, it's like 10:30 in the morning. You're like, oh, how am I doing? Am I making money, losing money today? Boom, go in there, tells you you've made $2,000 a day in revenue. You've made and out of that, $1,000 has been product cost, 500 ad cost. Boom, your profit's 500. And live, which is really helpful. Like if you're not tracking your profit every day and you're running ads, like do it right away, because that's horrible if you don't know your profit every day. So yeah, you definitely should be doing that. Typically, how many products do you end up testing before you find a winner? It depends. I wouldn't say it's a number, but like to give you to answer your question, probably around 10, I'd say. You can do it with less, but in terms of like big winners, like actual untapped winners, at least 10 to 15. If you can find like a mini winner within 5 products probably, but yeah, the mini winners you can find, it's just not going to be as profitable because like those mini winners, other people are already testing those, so it's not as good. If you test products that are more untapped, yeah, it'll cost you a little bit more money to get sales, but once you do, then you basically have that entire market all to yourself, so you can sell until competitors come in. That's what I always do with my products. Is I find products that are out there, but they're not as in demand, you could call it, or they haven't really been discovered. It's like an undiscovered winner basically. And by me putting those ads out there, every time I've done this too, the Google Trends on my products, like they'll be kind of like this, they'll be kind of uptrending, but nothing like no crazy spikes, right, on Google Trends. And then when I start advertising it, people will search it and the spikes go up. Like almost every time I've tested every time I've had a winning product on my different stores, the Google Trends has just like spiked like crazy, and then it'll go down and then it'll go back up. So that can happen too when you're running like hundreds of thousands of dollars per month in ads. Think about that. More people are seeing your company, more people are seeing your product, seeing your industry. So naturally, they're going to go on Google and search more. And that's why if you have Google retargeting, then it can help a lot. First client there. Noradi, I got a warning for infringement and my ad got shut down. It says I don't have enough feedback for a score and changed my shipping to 9+ weeks. It was 4. So if you got a warning for copyright infringement, that's probably because you were just using someone else's ad, and then the competitor saw your ad and just issued a takedown notice, which can happen a lot. If your ad gets shut down, right, you can launch new ads. Just be wary of the footage you used in that ad and use completely different footage in the new ads. It says I don't have enough feedback score. Yeah, so change your shipping to 9+ weeks. Yeah, if you don't have enough feedback for a score, then you're not receiving a penalty, but you just don't want to use those. Because that was basically a competitor sending in an infringement to Facebook, copyright infringement to Facebook, and then they took down your ad because they saw that you were using the same footage. How many different stores do you averagely run at one time? So the most I've run at once was 3. Right now I'm running 2, and I would only like to be running 1 personally, because I think one is like my brand store, and then the other one is more of a niche dropshipping store. I'm trying to brand one to basically take stock in the US, like I did on my previous store that I had with my partner. So yeah, like I would say really focus on one store. When I first started, like when I was in your guys' positions, I only had 1 store, and that's the best way to do it, because you can just focus all on that. You can focus on your products. And if you're doing a niche store instead of like a one product store, you don't have to create your a new URL every time. You just keep it in the niche store. So like I'm selling keyboards, I'd be like keyboardsareus.com, like, and then you could sell all different types of keyboards. Or if you're doing computer equipment, like, computernerd.com, you sell everything computer, rather than if I'm only selling a mouse, I'm like, ergonomicmouse.com, I can only sell this. But if I'm a computernerd.com, I can sell mouse, keyboard, monitor, headphones, mic, all that stuff, right? cool lights. Like you have more options to what you can sell. Good question, Caitlin. John, are you going to make a troubleshooting / KPI video? Yes, that is actually in the content. Oh yeah, speaking of the content, I am uploading more videos, probably unit 4 through 6. 4 through 6 most likely on Sunday, so that'll be tomorrow. So we'll get that in. I know there's been a delay on it. I apologize, but those units will be in there, and then after that, we're gonna get even more units on there as well, which will be cool. So you guys will have a lot of content coming here. And then once we have the reason I'm doing it like week by week is because I want people to really go through the units one at a time. If they don't go through the units one at a time, then what I found is people just skip to the Facebook ad section. They don't read the stuff about store optimization, and then it just gets all messy because no one really knows no one knows what they're doing because they just skip to what they want. And I know everyone wants to see the Facebook ads, which is okay. But yeah, we want to make sure everyone goes to the content in the chronological order. John, how did you find a good business partner, and were you at the same levels? What was the relationship like before becoming partners? Yeah, so we were at pretty much, we had different skills. He was better at like building the store out and really good with that, creating all the cool designs and whatnot. I was more of like the team, building the team, working with the fulfillment team, running the ads. So we were about the same level, I'd say. But I would say honestly, don't have a business partner right away. Like do it all on your own and then get connected with someone like that down the road. I have heard from you that you make at least one new creative each day. Where you get an ideas and inspiration from? Yeah, Vladlin. Sorry for pronouncing your name wrong. Yeah. So I create one new video a day. I'm in a bunch of different groups and I look at ads every single day. So I spend around like 30 minutes to an hour probably just looking at ads on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever it may be. And I get inspiration from all those ads. Then I create them. So like literally creating a new ad could be I'm changing the headline. It could be I'm changing the first 3 seconds of the video. It could be I'm changing the color of the text in the video. I'm changing the music. I want to test as many things as possible because literally it could be something as simple as just like changing the removing the text on your ad. And then that's what actually makes you sales. Like that's what resonates with the audience. Maybe it was a certain word you're using in your ad copy was throwing people off, and that's why they didn't purchase from you. So you almost have to like look at it in the way that these little changes, like just one, it's kind of like a key and a lock, right? You have a key, you don't know how to unlock the lock, but you're making this key and you're trying to make it fit like exactly perfectly, and then once you get it, you unlock it, boom, you scale your ads like crazy. That's the best way I can describe it. You just keep testing your ads. Once you have a product that you know is selling, and you just keep testing new ads, one of them's gonna hit for that certain audience, and you can scale literally one interest or like one lookalike audience for like I've scaled one. I think I spent around $100,000 on just one audience, one lookalike, and it was like consistent 2.5-3 ROAS every single day, like profit. It was crushing it for me. So. Like that's probably the way you're gonna find the most success. And also, I just learned this actually. You can create lookalike audiences from ad sets now. There's a way you can do it. Facebook's rolling it out. So you can create, you can create lookalike audiences from custom audiences like, your website visitors. Well, now you can create lookalike audiences from a particular ad set. So say an ad set's crushing it, has like a 4 ROAS or 5 ROAS. You can create a lookalike audience from that ad set. You didn't used to be able to do that. So yeah, I'll include that maybe in here too. Will this be recorded to rewatch? Yeah, I think all of them. I think it automatically records these because I think the last one was on here as well. I can't find it right now, but if you go through the group, I'll look at it right now. I believe this records it too. What I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna post some of this to YouTube to try and get more people in this group as well. So you guys can watch some of this there too if you want to look at it, but it won't have the questions in it because when I upload this to YouTube, it basically doesn't keep the comments and everything in there. So let's see what other questions we got. Go ahead and keep dropping questions down below. We'll go live for another 5-10 minutes or so. So whatever questions you have, drop them now. Hey Connor, I've made a new store last month and already did 15K with 35% profit. Congrats. That is amazing. Great work. At the moment, I'm kind of stuck to which kind of ads to run or what to do now. Low my product, no one sell all around Facebook. Okay, so I don't know about your product. I don't know about your ads, but I would love to help you out. So do this right now. Go ahead and DM me on Instagram, and we'll message there after the call. So send me a DM. My Instagram is just my name, Connor Chapman, ConnorChapman. Send me a DM, and we'll talk there. Hopefully, I can help you out because you probably don't want to reveal your product in this group. At least I would not do that. So. John, I just ask about partners as I've made 10 plus stores and sometimes I feel like another minded person. Yeah, that's a really good point. If you made 10 plus stores, maybe look at, I mean, good you're in this group, by the way, John, like that's really smart. But look at your stores, right? If you made 10 stores, you're making them all the same way or you're making them different. And are you testing the same type of products or you're testing different things? Because definition of what is like crazy is doing the same thing and expecting a different result, right? So try and test different things on those stores, and that might help you out. Mike, what's going on, man? Right, another question. I've not been able to recreate the ad that got shut down as it has multiple people and scenes in it. How do I recreate that? I've bought the product. Okay, so there's companies that can do it, or if you need to recreate it, you can either film it of yourself, get your friends and film it, and then you could literally use your phone and do it. Depends what kind of scenes are in it, but you don't have to recreate the same ad, right? Try and create a different ad. You don't want to necessarily copy the same thing that someone already did. You can also look for other content online, but if you have the product and you're able to film a video of you using it, that'll probably be the best route for you to go with. Um, like I would recommend doing that rather than trying to copy the ad. So take the product, film it yourself. If you don't know how to film it yourself, you need someone to film it for you. Just message my editor, David. I'll give you his contact if you want. It's David Hall. I think he's in the group. You probably can just search him up. Or if you need his contact, just message me. I'll help you out. Message me on Instagram too, because I check that more than Facebook. And then, let's see. Well, Vlad, hopefully that answered your question, by the way. Sorry if that didn't. No problem, man. Hans, what niche are you currently selling in? I get this question so much. What niche do you recommend? I get this question a lot. Sorry, my hair is crazy. Everyone wants to know what niche I'm selling and what product I'm selling. Don't worry about me. Worry about you. John, always trying to do better, test new stuff, do more landing pages. Nice. Okay, good. I sent you some stuff on IG. Oh, right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. You're gonna work with. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll message you there. I probably need to see your stores and stuff too to make sure that it's fully optimized. And then I have a feeling it's most likely for you, John. It's just the products. It's the products being tested and the ads. So like you almost have to have a perfect combination of your ad, what your product you're selling, the marketing angle, and like your audience. So try to give a good example. Yeah, like if those three don't link up, you don't have a chance. Like if you're using ads from someone else's store, it's gonna have a different marketing angle, and then you're gonna go to your store, and your store is gonna be set up differently than their store, and then you're gonna be testing different audiences. So if you're using like a combination of someone else's store with someone else's ads, and then like your own audiences, it's not gonna work. So you gotta kind of be creative with it, and you gotta make sure that they all mesh together. Um, that'd be good. Can you drop your IG here? Can I comment on my own thing? Oh yeah, here, right here. I'll do it right now. There we go. That's my IG right there. Can I pin the comment? You guys know? Let's see. Pin this comment. Boom. All right, I did it. There we go. Oh, what niche I recommend currently? What's health products is big right now. So like health and beauty is huge. Honestly, office stuff right now, like home office stuff is big. Because with the virus, right? A lot of people are, I mean, some people are back at work. I think a lot of people are. But with that said, I think the climate generally, this is my opinion too, is generally going to be changing to more of people being online and working from home. I think the traditional office, people working in the offices in those buildings is, 10, 20 years down the road, I don't think that's going to be the case. Maybe even five. I think that working in the same space, especially with this virus coming out, has really opened people's eyes to how easy it is to get sick with, contracting diseases from other people. And not only that, but like think about it this way, right? With the education space, colleges now are online too. Colleges aren't going back to colleges. A bunch of universities, at least in the U.S., are not going back, having students go back until next year. Some cases, same with like elementary schools and junior highs. Like a lot of the schools aren't going to reopen. They're having online learning. Well, guess what you guys are doing right now? You're online learning, whether it's from YouTube, Google, this group, right? Like I think the online space is just going to keep growing. People are buying more online. I mean, think about it this way. People buying online is going to affect everything else, right? I'm more online than I ever had been. Like if I look 4 years back, right? I'm way more online. I'm learning more online. I don't need to go to the library to look something up. I just look it up on my phone. I don't need to go into an office to make money. I can make money from my desk, right? I don't need to go to someone's house to talk to them. I don't need to write a letter to someone to talk to them. I can just call them up. I can FaceTime. I can do whatever I need to do. Like that's why I think if you look at home office, that's gonna really, really start crushing it. That's what I would recommend. How about women's fashion? Yeah, women's fashion's always popping. Like another thing with Facebook ads, right? Specifically, if you're marketing to people on Facebook, right, is like predominantly. Well, this is actually in general Facebook or Instagram. Predominantly, like women are the buyers of the household. They buy the majority of the stuff for the household. So like you need to be marketing products that are you can sell to women. That's what I'd recommend first, and then going into market products you can sell to men. Some products obviously you can sell to both, so you're fine. Like home office you can sell to men or women, but I generally would start it out with testing products that I would sell to women. How much profit? Oh, Jesse, what's going on, man? I saw your name pop in there. You better drop a comment down below, bro. Jesse's one of the OG followers. You had to be probably one of my first 1,000 subs. You were on there, Jesse. You're a homie. How much profit were you able to make in your first year drop shipping? I actually made a video on that on YouTube. I don't know what the number was. Or maybe that was I think I did a 2019 profit video. But my first year, it would have been November to November, and it was around like 50K profit because I had multiple stores. So I was like just scaling one up as the other one was shutting down. So it was, I would say, around 50K my first year. But it was not easy. It was stressful. It was hard. Learned a lot about myself, my work ethic. In that time frame, I got burnt out for sure. Like I was working like you guys can watch some of my videos. If you go back, you'll see there's like probably like the first 10 or 20 videos on my channel. There'd be times where I'd be recording videos at like 6 in the morning after working the whole night, and I record a video and then upload it to YouTube, like edit it and then upload it. So yeah, I got burnt out doing that. Like it wasn't sustainable. Looking back, I should have worked maybe like 12, 13 hours instead of like 16 to 18. But yeah, like I wanted it, so I worked super hard. I think you guys could do that too, right? If you really want it, put in every hour that you have and spend on it. But balance is good. Mike, thanks for that. It's great that you would give back your time to help us out. Of course, man. I want to see you guys succeed. And I hate all these scammers out there trying to take your guys' money. It pisses me off. I was talking to someone yesterday. I'll give you a quick story here before we hop off the live. But I was talking to this guy. You guys can probably relate to this. Actually, he was telling me he spent, man, I think it was $6,000 or $7,000 on courses and coaching, and he didn't get any value from it. And he was like, dude, like all these people, I just get sucked into their marketing, and they just, on YouTube, these YouTube videos, and they just get sucked into their marketing, and they don't actually teach me anything. They're just trying to sell me more and more courses. And he showed me one of his courses, and I was like, this is literally information that was repackaged from YouTube videos in like 2017 and 2018. It was horrible, like just the worst thing I've ever seen. And I was like, if this happens to one person I've talked to, I can't imagine how many people that's happened to. Yeah, if you're following me and you're like following my stuff, then you're in the right place, because we're gonna take this industry over. You guys are gonna see some crazy results. And if you guys already saw the results in the group, right? One of my students, Thomas, he had some amazing results. So like, he worked with me for a month and was able to hit those results. So like, I've got tons of students with success stories. So just keep crushing it. Follow what I'm saying. Keep asking me questions in these lives. and you guys are like, ask me questions about your business specifically. And then if you are at a point where you need to scale, then you can DM me and we'll work together. But yeah, like, dude, just ask questions. Literally the fastest way to success, just ask me questions. You have me as a resource here for an hour every single week, and you can ask me questions in the group. Like, just go for it. All right, well, I'm gonna hop off here. This live will be saved here, and then I'm gonna include parts of the live on YouTube. I'll probably drop it on Sunday, so I'll put parts of this live. I'm not gonna do that for other lives, but I do want to show people what kind of value we give out here, right? So appreciate it, you guys. Awesome. All right, peace out, guys. You guys have a good rest of your day. Crush it. Work hard. Send me messages if you guys have questions, and as always, I'll be talking to you guys soon. Peace. Thank you guys for joining, by the way.